promised you at the very beginning of the show that every item that we featured for you was going to really help to promote your health and wellness. And we just finished working out. I just ran in here from the other workout studio. And some of you might have been saying, well, you know what, Tamara, I would work out more if it weren't for the aches and pains that I feel every day. I would be able to be up with my family and do things around the house more if it weren't for the joint pain, the arthritis pain. There's got to be something that I can do. And there is. Take a look at this. Give us a couple minutes, right? Even if you're skeptical, give us a couple minutes, because when you hear what the deep penetrating light, the DPL Flex Light Therapy can do for the pains in your joints, for the pains associated with arthritis, you are going to not want one of these. You're gonna have to have one. All you're doing is deciding today whether you want the pad, which is what you see right here, or whether you want the mitt. They work exactly the same way, and we're gonna share that with you. And lowest price ever, ever, ever. This is the best value we've ever offered. We took $30 off of our regular HSN price, and we also give you 5 flex to get your DPL Flex Light Therapy home. We even took care of the shipping. It's free shipping. So for $23.99, your body, your joints deserve it. Now, Bob Sarkos is joining us this morning, and Bob does not get up early for just any old reason. This is a great one.
Well, it is, and I got up for you too, okay? And for all of you out there, good to have you with us, of course. But you're right, this is such an important item. I mean, this is an item that can definitely change your life. There's no doubt about it. As Tamara was saying, and she's so right, when pain starts, everything stops. I mean, pain controls what we can do and what we can't do. But now there is a way to help control that pain. It's safe. It's non-invasive, it is effective, it is proven, it's powerful, it's different than anything else out there, and it's called light therapy. This is the pad. As Tamara said, you can choose the pad or the mitt, whichever you want, but this is the way to help control that pain. Now, what type of pain are we talking about? We're talking about the temporary relief of pain associated with arthritis. We're talking about muscle spasms, also stiffness, aches and pains in the joints, all right? Any of those affect you? Then you need to really try this, because this is going to give you that temporary relief that you've been looking for so you can get your life back. Now, here's what is so different about this. Here's what separates this from anything else out there. The lights that we cannot see. You see the red lights, that's gonna give you a nice gentle warmth. But see the lights here that look like they're off? They're not, they're on. That's infrared. Now the human eye cannot see infrared lighting. So those lights look like they're off, but they are not. But that is the key difference, the infrared, because of what the infrared will do. Infrared will actually go into the soft tissue of the muscle, and it will increase the blood circulation in that area. It will increase the blood flow. Now, think about it this way. When you increase the circulation, you decrease the inflammation. And when you decrease the inflammation, then the pain goes away on a temporary basis. So that's the whole key to this. Chiropractors have been using this for years and years. Why? Because it works. It gives you results. There is nothing else out there like this. Now, by the way, when you go to a chiropractor's office, the appliance that they use is very rigid, very stiff. This is very flexible, as you can see. This will go to the contours of your body, so it's almost like getting a customized treatment. But again, Tamara, nothing else out there on the market like this. You're going to hear me say things in this presentation that you don't hear in a pain relief product. But that's one reason why I also want you to expect results that you've never expected before, because this is so different when we're talking about arthritis and aches and pains and joints and stiffness and muscle spasms. The difference is the infrared, called light therapy.
And that's what makes it different.
Oh, yeah.
That's what makes it work. And we're not gonna leave this presentation until you truly understand how this can and will work for you. Now, I understand if you're skeptical, and I was telling Bob a little bit earlier, I got one of these, I got the pad for my husband, for Ivan. I always talk about him. And we had been doing some work around the house, and he will periodically complain about his knee. He's got knee issues. He's got a knee joint issue. And I brought this home. He was skeptical, like most most people are
Sure.
who've been living with pain for a lot of years.
Yep.
Maybe you've tried creams, maybe you've tried a lot of stuff and it just didn't work for you. I said, all right, babe, I know you're skeptical, use it anyway. All you have to do is plug it in, and it's a USB, and so we have ours just plugged into a battery right here, but he plugged it into his computer, sitting next to him on the sofa, put it on his knee, and we went about and watched TV. About 15 minutes in, I said, so babe, how's your knee? And he said, you know what? I don't even feel it anymore.
That's right. That's
so
right.
that skepticism turned into relief.
Yes.
Thanks to the DPL.
And that's such an important point. And you're right. I mean, we respect your skepticism, okay? I mean, if I was at home and listening to somebody say, put this on and the pain will temporarily go away, I would be skeptical too. Yeah. That's why we invite you to try it. When you try it and you feel that difference, just like Tamara's husband, when you feel that difference, you get back into the game of life. You get back doing things that maybe you haven't done for a long period of time. I want you to come over here because I want you to see the actual penetration, okay? Because it's difficult to really imagine how much penetration you're going to get. And once again, the red light that you're going to get, are you all set? Let me turn it on, all right? There's the hand without. Here's the hand with. Look at how much you're getting right there. Now, the red light, once again, that's going to give you that gentle warmth, okay? But again, the difference is the light that we cannot see, that infrared light that's actually, it's going right into the soft tissue of the muscle, and it's increasing temporarily the blood flow. It's increasing the circulation in the affected area. I cannot wait until you try this. But look at the difference. Once again, there it is without.
Yeah.
And there it is right there.
There it is
Look
with.
at that.
Yeah. And I do, you'll get a soft warmth, but I want you to understand this is not a heating pad. It's not that kind of thing.
Exactly.
It's the light therapy going into the joint, the soft tissue, that's making it work. That's what makes it different. And that's why this is unlike anything that you've ever used, unless you've been to a professional's office and they've used it one time in the office. But what happens when you get home? What happens the next day?
Exactly.
You know?
Good point.
You've got your choice this morning. You can have the pad, which you can use this anywhere. Your knee, your elbow, your shoulder, your lower back, your hip, whatever the case is, because it's nice and pliable. If maybe your issue is strictly your hands, there is also a mitt, which we actually have turned inside out because that light on the actual mitt that you get will be on the inside because that's where you want it to be.
Exactly.
So if you want the mitt, there are fewer of the mitt than the pad, but we do expect every single one of these by the end of the day today to be gone.
Yep, no doubt about it. And you get that Velcro, you know, what do you call this?
The hook and loop.
The hook and loop. I like it. The hook and loop. In other words, this is going to enable you to get to those difficult to reach areas, the lower back, the back of the thighs, you know, almost any area because of the flexibility of this pad. But again, the lights that you cannot see, that's what makes all the difference. I don't want you to get this at home and see the lights that look like they're off and think, well, it's not working. We cannot see infrared lighting. It's almost like when you're changing a channel on your TV and you point the, you know, remote to the TV and the channel changes. You don't see that infrared light that goes from the changer to the TV, but it works. Same is true with this. The infrared light, that's what goes actually into the soft. Now, you don't hear this on any other product, folks, okay? It actually goes into the soft tissue of the muscle and it temporarily increases the blood flow in the affected area. It increases the circulation. If you want to get rid of that pain on a temporary basis, this is the way to go. I invite you to try this because once you try it, you know, you have a 30-day money-back guarantee.
Yeah.
So your satisfaction is guaranteed here. Once you try it and once you really feel the difference, as Tamara said, you're going to wonder how you lived without it. Now, we have an animation we want to show with you, to you right now, because what happens is you put this on the affected area, okay, just like that. You get that nice gentle warmth, but now the infrared is doing its thing. It's going into that soft tissue of the muscle. It's relieving those aches and pains in the muscle, relieving the spasms, relieving the, you know, the muscle stiffness. And this is FDA cleared. This is an FDA-cleared medical device. This is not a toy. It's an actual FDA-cleared medical device, and you can see it right there, the relaxation of the muscles, the relief of muscle spasms, and so on. It is going to give you that temporary relief, so you don't have to feel that pain anymore. And there are over 50 million Americans that suffer from arthritis.
Wow.
All right? So once again, this is for the temporary relief of pain associated with arthritis, muscle spasms, stiffness, aches and pains in the joints. It makes all the difference in the world, and it's called light therapy.
And this is why I was hoping you would give us a few minutes to describe how it worked, so that you will try it. Because why go through another day thinking there's nothing you can do about that joint stiffness, that joint pain, those joint aches? Because for you, if you're lucky and you have them, you only have them in one spot.
Yeah,
for some people, they move. That pain moves all over. So you need something that's going to be able to work with you. And that's what this is. And it doesn't take all day.
Oh, no.
Because you actually don't even need to use it for that long.
Exactly. I recommend twice a day.
Okay.
Anywhere between 12 to 15 minutes, something like that. If you use it twice a day and you give it 30 days, I'm telling you, you're going to get that temporary relief of pain. And it's the penetration. It's you know, how much you're getting from this. Let me show you down here once again. Here's my hand without the benefit of the pad itself. Now watch, as I turn it on, look what happens. You see all of that? That nice gentle warmth is going in there, but the infrared light is also going into that soft tissue. That infrared light is increasing the circulation, increasing the blood flow, and decreasing the inflammation. That's why you're getting that relief of the pain. Temporary. We say the results are temporary, but again, so is brushing your teeth. So is showering, right? But we keep doing it.
That's right. So is sleeping, as eventually you're going to wake up. But it works, and if it allows you to get through your day, if it allows you, you know, you have a job, that alarm clock goes off and instantly you feel your lower body and you're thinking, how am I going to get through this day? How is this going to work? Pop this on, 10 to 15 minutes, and then go about your day and use it in that way. Instead of, because this is non-invasive, you're not taking a pill, you're not rubbing on some cream that is greasy and smelly and the whole 9 yards and still doesn't work. You're actually using something that is used by the professionals. You're just using it in a way that makes it simple and easy for you to use it at home. Matter of fact, you could even take this along with you and use it at your desk, because it's got a USB plug. You can plug one into your computer and one in, you know, is on.
So it
Put
goes
it where
with
you need to be. And you can have your pain relief every step of the way.
I use it when I'm on the airplane. I use it when I'm driving sometimes. I mean, complete portability. There is nothing, well, I want to say there's nothing else out there like this, but there is. And chiropractors have used it for years because it works, but there's nothing quite like the DPL. And before we were able to bring the DPL here to HSN, the only place that you could get this treatment was at a chiropractor's office. This is a one-time purchase. Very, very important to know. One-time purchase that you will own for a lifetime, that you will be able to use any time that you want. Now here's Patsy using the mitt, so if you happen to maybe have arthritis in the hands and everything, you might want to grab that mitt, because again, you're getting the red, all right, you're getting the gentle heat from that red, but then once again, that infrared lighting is going through the soft tissue. It's increasing that blood flow, increasing that circulation. But if you don't want the mitt and you want the pad, you can use this anywhere. All right, here's Donna using the pad, and as you said, Tamara, it's non-invasive, so you can keep doing what you're doing. If you're reading, watching TV, no matter what you're doing, you can still use and get the relief from the DPL, from the pad or the mitt, while you continue your life. So it's safe, it's effective, and as a matter of fact, once again, I want to make mention of the fact that this is all cleared by the FDA. This is a medical device, all right? It is an FDA cleared medical device, and I want to read you what the FDA says. These are not my words. These are not HSN's words. These are words from the FDA, intended for the relaxation of muscles and relief of muscle spasms, temporary relief of minor muscle and joint aches, pains, stiffness, temporary relief of minor pain and stiffness associated with arthritis, and to temporarily increase the local blood circulation.
Wow.
FDA cleared medical device. You are getting something that's proven. You're getting something that works, folks. But you're not going to know it until you get it at home.
That's right.
Tamara and I could talk about it all day here because we've felt the effects of it. We've seen it in action. Her husband uses it and gets great results. But you're not going to know until you try it.
That's right.
And when you get this at home and try it, that's what we're asking you to do, is just give this a try. Allow us to send you one, and then you put it where the pain is twice a day. And if you're not completely satisfied, of course, you can send it back. We even did a consumer perception study on this, too.
That's right. And we want you to see the results of this as well. And you know what? Because you might think, okay, if it worked for them, it'll work for me.
Exactly. And look at this, 100%. That's everybody, every subject that tried this reported positive results and improvement in their levels of pain.
100%.
100%. Also, look at this, 86%, they were able to resume their daily activity. What would that mean in your life if you were able to go back to what you used to do? Look at this, 100% reported continued improvement. And that is such an important point about this, because when you use this, the benefits continue. Even after you take this away from the area of pain, the benefits, that temporary pain relief, will continue because the light therapy is still in there. It's still doing its thing. It's still increasing that local blood circulation and local blood flow and giving you that temporary relief.
This, I tell you, I mean, this is technology that's being put to great use. It's so interesting, and I say this all the time, that we really embrace technology in a lot of other areas in our life without even questioning it. But when it comes to pain, we're still doing the same things that our moms did or our grandmoms did years ago, 80 years ago, 90 years ago, whatever the case is. We're putting on some kind of salve or some kind of cream, hoping that it's going to work, and it never does. It never did before, and it's not going to now. We're utilizing technology. We're utilizing that deep penetrating light, that DPL, flex light therapy, to really target and go to the source of the pain. And that's what it does. I want to tell you another story about Ivan, because I was telling you when he first used it how skeptical he was. He used it for his knee and it worked. He was not skeptical anymore. But not too long ago, we'd been riding bikes a lot and working out. He woke up and his hip was hurting. And it had never hurt before. I don't know why it was hurting. He didn't know why. But I said, oh, we've got, and he said, before I could even finish, he said, go get the light thing. That's what we call it. Go get the light thing. I went and got the light thing, which is what this was. He put it on his hip, and it was as if it never happened. And it was temporary. His hip got better and better and better. But this was the only thing he used to help with that pain, because we knew it would work, because we'd already used it before. This is the deal. There's no downtime. You use it, you feel the results, and you go throughout your day. And finally, when was the last time you were able to go on throughout your day without thinking about that nagging pain that you've had for years?
Exactly. And I call it getting back into the game of life, Art. Getting back to be able to do things that you used to do but you haven't done for a long time. How many times have you turned just the wrong way and maybe, you know, pulled something? This will help you, folks, for that muscle spasm, the stiffness, the temporary relief of pain associated with arthritis. This increases that blood flow. Light therapy is known to increase the blood flow, increase the circulation, that decreases the inflammation, and that is what is going to give you that temporary relief of pain. Maybe you've tried the pills. I know I used to take the pills years ago, and for me, my situation, they upset my stomach. I don't know how they affect you, but they upset my stomach. You don't have to do that anymore, because here is technology. Technology is wonderful. You know, if we know how to use it and we are able to really have it improve our lives, then it's wonderful technology, and this is. And that's why we invite you to, as Tamara pointed out, the price has never been better. I mean, this is an incredible value. And did you say free shipping too?
Lowest we've ever had, free shipping on this. We already took $30 off of the regular HSN price. You've got 5 flex pay for about $24 to get this home. You can get an extra flex if you have an HSN card, so now it's $19.99 to get this home. And the value is unmatched, because this is something, you know, as Bob was saying, typically you could find this kind of therapy, this kind of light therapy in a chiropractor's office, but that would mean you'd have to pay the chiropractor.
Every time.
Every time, and probably about this price or more. I'm not even sure about how much chiropractors charge, but that's, you know, and you'd have to pay them every visit. And how often is a visit? Once a month?
That's right.
So what, you're feeling good 12 days out of the year?
Right, right.
If you did that.
Doesn't make sense.
Right.
Right.
Versus having this at home, you pay for it, there's nothing a la carte to buy, there's nothing extra, this is it. You get everything that you need, either the pad or the mitt, and of course you're gonna get that, that hook and loop so that you can attach it to you if you want to. You've got where you can plug it into the wall, or you can plug it into a USB port that you may have. You turn it on and you use it. And it's that simple. All of the technology is built into a very non-intimidating piece.
Non-invasive, safe, effective, easy to use. And when the cord's not long enough for what I want to use it for, I just get an extension cord and plug it in. It's just that simple. But you were talking a moment ago about having to go and have the treatment done. You got to get in the car. You got to spend the time. You got to spend the gas. Wouldn't it be a lot easier just to pull this out of the drawer and put this where the pain is? As Tamara said, and she's so right, this goes right to the source of the pain, all right? This treats the source, because that infrared light is able to go into that soft tissue of the muscle. It's able to relieve temporarily that pain associated with arthritis and muscle spasms and stiffness and aches and pains in the joints, because it increases the blood circulation. It increases the blood flow. And again, when you get this at home, you'll see these lights that look like they're off. I don't want you to think it's not working. It is. We cannot see, the human eye cannot see that infrared. I was, you know, going back to chiropractors, and I love chiropractors, all right? I love that. They do a great, great service. They do a super job. A good friend of mine is a chiropractor, and I asked him about this, and you mentioned what one treatment would cost. In his particular office, it was $175. $175 for one treatment. Look at this, under $120, and you're getting it for a lifetime.
That's right.
You can use it anytime that you want. Oh, I want to show you once again.
Okay, in our last 90 seconds, because our clock is running down.
Okay, all right, here it is. Here's my hand without the benefits of the pad itself. I'm just going to turn it on now. Watch what happens. Look at the difference that it makes. Once again, that red is giving it a nice gentle warmth, but that infrared is actually going into that soft tissue. It's increasing that blood flow and that circulation. I cannot wait to